welcome back. This is episode 3 of the Liquid Courage podcast. I'm your host, co host, founder, CEO, speaker, not speaker, editor. I'm all of that. This is episode 3, and I'm Hodge. Liquid Courage. I got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. First topic I want to get on Super Bowl just happened last night or 2 nights ago. By the time this come out, it'll be Tuesday morning. So however y'all see it when you go to whatever. It just happened not too long ago. Chiefs, 49ers. As y'all know, Chiefs won, 49ers lost in overtime. It was a good game, close game. I'm gonna just give my thoughts about the game. Um, to the casual eye, it might have been like, that wasn't a good game. They wasn't scoring. No, it was a very good game. It was two teams who clearly knew the matchup at the beginning of the game. Like, hey, we know exactly what they want to do on offense. We know exactly what they want to do on offense on both sides. So that's why nobody was scoring. Then as second half comes in, both teams start making adjustments. Then you see the score start to open up a little bit. But 22-25, given no, it wasn't 22-25. But 25 points going into an overtime game is kind of low, but it is what it is. Every game's not going to be fireworks. Every game's not going to be light show, but it could still be a good game. It was definitely a good game. I didn't have a dog in the fight. I don't gamble, so um, that's what it is, right? I didn't care who won or who lost, but we'll get into the particulars in just a second. But let me give a big shout out to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. If you didn't think they were a dynasty before, they definitely are one now. Like can't say anything about Patrick Mahomes. He's answered every single challenge. I think the last one that he had this year was, hey, can he do it without any receivers? Can he do it on the road? He did exactly that. He went on the road, beat two really, really good teams, and then went to the 49ers, which, by the way, the Super Bowl was in Vegas, so that's a pretty close distance for the 49ers compared to the Chiefs. So that's like a secondary home game. At least to me, it sounded like in the stands, there were way more 49ers fans in there than there were Chiefs fans. That's what it sounded like to me. But shout out to them. Patrick Mahomes, he answered the call. I know people kind of hate on him, saying he didn't have a good Super Bowl game yet. This was his good Super Bowl game. Where does that put him in GOAT status? I don't know. His career's not over, so I don't like talking about who's the GOAT, who's not the GOAT until it's all said and done. To me, watching, I was actually fortunate enough to watch Tom Brady play. Um, and watching Patrick Mahomes, it looks different for sure. They have two different styles, so it's hard to compare. But I will say that Patrick Mahomes just looks like otherworldly, right? Man, he looked like people call him the GOAT. He looked like the GOAT. I can't even be mad at that. So it is what it is. Moving on to the 49ers. Oh, you 49ers. You know, I've been seeing on Eagles Twitter, like Eagles Twitter, literally, they're going in on the 49ers every single chance they can get. They're going in on them. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, deservedly so. I could be real. The 49ers, like all year, you just hear they just beat their chest all day. The 49ers and their fans, they're literally front runners. Like all of them that I see, they're front runners. When they were not doing well, you didn't hear a word from them. But as soon as they got on the streak, that's all you heard. You couldn't hear their mouth. You could not hear their mouth. I mean. But shout out to them. They got to the Super Bowl. They beat everybody that was in front of them. They answered the challenge. The game looked like it was in their favor at the beginning of the game, especially looking at all of their playoff games. They started off slow. When they played against the Packers and the Lions, they started off slow. They were at a deficit. So, and then they brought the game back. So it looked like, they're already up 10 points. They're going to extend the lead 10 points. But, you know, One play literally changed the game. I was having a conversation with somebody about momentum. We were having a heated debate about momentum, and like, I mean, I can say he was wrong, but he's gonna feel like he's right. So whatever, we don't even care. But the reality is, momentum swung in the game when uh, there was the fumble. So the Chiefs got the ball. They drove the ball down. They threw an interception, right? Then they get the ball back. Nothing happens. There was a fumble on a punt, and Patrick Mahomes and them went down, scored after the recovered fumble. There you go. That was the turning point in the game. So I mean, Brock Purdy, he played fine. He played great. I'm not even gonna hate on him. There's still the debate about whether he's an elite quarterback. I'm gonna say he's not an elite quarterback, but not for the reason that y'all think. I think elite is the test of time. Like, you can't just do it 2 years and be like, oh yeah, he's elite. No, it's like, I want to say at least three. So if he goes next year and he does the same shit again, he's elite. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. I do think he's probably in that top 10 quarterback range. Um, for me, off the top of my head, I'll probably take, not even probably, I'm definitely taking Mahomes over him. I'm taking Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, but I know Matt Stafford's not three, but I'm taking Matt Stafford over him. I'm taking Justin Herbert. I'm a Justin Herbert fan, and y'all gonna see why next year. Um, I wouldn't take Josh Allen over him. I'm not taking Dak Prescott over him. I am taking Jalen Hurts over him. I got to take the Philly quarterback over him, and I'm taking Jordan Love over him. So that's six. That's like six. But after that, like, he's better than all the rest of those dudes. um, I'm kind of disappointed in the 49ers. I could be dead real, because I seen the post game stuff, and they were like, we didn't know that the overtime rules were like that, and yada yada yada. And personally, I think that is the dumbest excuse I have ever heard in my entire life. Like, how in the hell do y'all not know the overtime rules? Like, you got one job, is to make sure that you know the rules. Even they're like, oh yeah, we could kick the field goal and we just win the game. It ain't been like that in forever. And then they changed the rules a couple years ago when the year after Patrick Mahomes' first year starting. So he had a rookie year where he was benched, and then the next year is when he like took the league by storm. After that season was over, they changed the rules because they didn't think it was fair that one team could get the ball in the playoffs and nobody else could play. Like, if you went down there and scored a touchdown, like, the game was over. So they changed it. So they give you a chance. You have to score a touchdown to match them. Game keeps going. But I think that's stupid. I think that's terrible. So I'm not going to necessarily blame it on coaching, but you can, solely off the fact that, like, you just have to know those things. Did it really matter ultimately at the end of the game? Maybe, right? If you knew, if you say Kyle Shanahan didn't know the rule, right? He gets the ball. Maybe he they won the coin toss. Maybe he defers and gets the ball second, so that they can go down and have the pressure of only having to score a touchdown to win. I I mean, I don't know if we just have to see. I don't remember seeing anything on whether he knew the overtime rules or not. But if he don't, shame on him. Like, that's terrible. Like, shame on you. Shame on the players for not knowing. But, like, again, does it ultimately matter? Like, it doesn't matter. You got the ball first. You had an opportunity to go down there and score a touchdown. You didn't. That's it. They went down there. They got a touchdown. They went down there and scored. Game over. Shout out to them. We will talk more about the infamous Debo in just a second. I promise. I got y'all. Um, Now let's pivot a little bit on this podcast. You already know we talk about the Eagles first, and then everything else comes second. I think the Super Bowl just take a little bit more importance, especially because my team was out the playoffs. Now, Eagles, we got new coaches. I thought that there was no way that Nick Sirianni was coming back. Um, and we were gonna reset. I was kind of nervous that they were gonna go for Bill Belichick. I'm glad they didn't. I wish we would have went for Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach, or even Harbaugh. But we didn't really have much of a chance with that. But I think that the Chargers Harbaugh was a match made in heaven that was already sold up. So we'll see. We got new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. Hopefully, we can get back to what we do. I think to thought for next year. I like DeAndre Swift, but we need like a bigger running back, like a bruiser. We need a bruising running back for sure. Our linebacker core needs to get healthy, and I think we need more depth on our defensive line. That the Super Bowl year, every year that we went to the Super Bowl, our defensive line was like deep. We were, I think, at least like 8 players where we could just literally just rotate, 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 rotate. And I don't know why we went away from that. I know the 49ers, they stole one of our players, and like, people went all over the place, just trying to get paid. But hey, um, we need to get back to that somehow, some way. Figure out a way to get some defensive linemen in there, readjusting, realigning, reassessing, et cetera, and we'll be fine. And as far as the offense goes, run first, run first, run first, run first. Then we'll worry about the pass. Our passes will come. We have 2 dynamic receivers. We'll be fine. The other big thing is Jason Kelsey coming back. At first, I seen everywhere that was saying no, he's done, and then it looked like when he was on the podcast with Travis, they were completely done. Um, but like the look on his face after Travis won the Super Bowl, he looked like, man, I got to get back. I got it. He had the look in his eye like he got one more in him. So I think he got one more run in him. Hopefully, we can turn it around and do some dividends, and we can get back to the Super Bowl and win. We gonna have to deal with the Chiefs again, but I'm ready. I'm up for that challenge. I'm with it. Getting back to the Super Bowl, and hopefully we can pull it off. Fletcher Cox, my guy. This is what I seen on Eagles Twitter, and I think this is where the life, the culture, and everything came from. The Eagles Twitter and dissing the 49ers, right? I think it all came from Fletcher Cox. He dissed Debo, and he was like, "Keep my name out your mouth. Keep the Eagles' name out your mouth." Calling them all types of crazy, like that. It was crazy. Um, I'm here for it, right? I'm all for the NFL rivals, and I'm definitely rolling with my team. And like, Debo deserve it. He talked smack all year. He talked smack all year. I used to like him as a player, but like when people start talking smack, like, and you ain't won nothing, God, whatever. You got to the Super Bowl twice. Cool. Guess what? 1, 2, 3, Cancun, just like everybody else. Losing to me, losing the Super Bowl will probably hurt worse than losing in the first round of the playoffs. So look, I'm mad when we lost to the Buccaneers, but look, we ain't losing the Super Bowl. Cause I know when we lost in the Super Bowl a year ago, that shit hurt. That shit hurts. So with that being said, bye bye. Now you sitting there with us. Sick. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Moving forward with the Eagles, we'll see what our schedule looks like next year. I expect us to win about 10 games. That's about where we should be. We should be winning 10 games. That's the standard, especially if Jason Kelsey come back. We win about 10 games, get a new offense going. You know, as things match up, we get to the Super Bowl. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough, especially with the Packers. They're gonna be better next year. The Lions, they'll be good next year. Um, trying to think, is there a team that I'm not thinking about that'll be good next year? The Saints not going to do anything. The Panthers probably aren't going to do anything. Um, the Falcons might do something, depending on how it shakes up with the Falcons and who they get. If they trade for Justin Fields, then they might be on to something there. Um, the Vikings and the Cowboys. Got here. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, really, the only competition I'm seeing right now are the 49ers, the Packers, the Lions, and I guess I got to throw the Cowboys in there because they'll win a lot of games. But they ain't get Rex Ryan, so now I really don't care. Get up out of here. I got Mike Zimmer. We cooked him. Like, we already know about that. Not worried. Not worried. Not worried. On to the next topic. We're going to talk about the NFL draft. The Bears have the number one overall pick. Again, we'll see what they do. Do they take Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams reportedly said he don't want to play for the Bears. Rightfully so. Like, I could be honest, right? I live pretty close to Chicago. A lot of my friends are from Chicago. Have been in the Midwest, living in the Midwest area. The Bears are heavy. Bears fan base is heavy here, and I feel bad for y'all in a laughing way. Bears fans are really delusional. They believe every year they're gonna be better. They're gonna be better, but they make the same mistakes, right? Why would you draft Justin Fields and then get a defensive coach as the coach, and like he didn't have pieces on offense. The offensive line was terrible, and then you finally get him a receiver, but then like the coach doesn't know how to scheme to get him open to use his strength, so he's running around. So Justin Fields can't use his skill set. Like Justin Fields didn't run around at Ohio State. Not like that. Contrary to what people believe, he wasn't running around like that at Ohio State. So I don't really know what Chicago's doing. If y'all draft Caleb Williams, you're gonna be probably in a worse spot. Like, is Caleb Williams more talented arm wise? Yes, 100%. I would definitely say that. But what I will say is that I don't know if Caleb Williams is mentally tough enough to play like in Chicago, and they're gonna be bad and they're gonna lose, and you know, is he gonna pick up his ball and go home type deal? We'll see. I don't know. I think that the Bears should roll with Justin Fields and trade, get some pieces on that offensive line, probably get another receiver. Um, there's a bunch of wide receivers coming out the draft. Go get another wide receiver, and then yeah, just build the team up, build some chemistry. Like there's no reason why the Bears shouldn't be competing. Like they should be able to get in a playoff spot if they do well, but they probably won't because they have a coach who nobody knows who he is or what he does. So, oh well, I feel bad for the Bears. Not really though. Um, let's see. Going into the next topic, let's talk about the NBA. Let's pivot to the NBA and the trade deadline. Look, I'm gonna say it. The Milwaukee Bucks, what y'all did was crazy. Y'all let Doc Rivers, excuse my language, Doc Rivers, you foul motherfucker. You dirty macking. That man, Doc Rivers, was dirty macking. If y'all don't know what dirty macking is, that's pretty much when you're doing something on the low behind somebody's back and acting like you don't know what you're doing. That's exactly what Doc Rivers did, okay? So he was the consult. Let me rewind a little bit for y'all. So the Milwaukee Bucks they were at the top of the conference. They were three. So they were contending, doing what they do with the new coach, a first year coach, right? Doc Rivers was a consultant advisor for the Milwaukee Bucks. And pretty much he was just dirty macking. He was just like, look, probably, I don't know exactly how it went, but there was probably a bit of an argument between, player and the coach or whatever, coaches and coaches, whatever. And he probably was like, look, if that was me, I'd do this. And they was like, oh, cool, you're fired. And guess what? Doc Rivers, you got the job. I don't think that's really fair. I think that's kind of like messed up. Like I said, Doc Rivers is dirty macking for sure. And like, what has he won? Like he hasn't done anything in the last couple years but blow leads in the playoffs. Like he just tricked off leads. He gets it like they up 3-1 and 3-2 and they're like literally just losing. Like he doesn't make adjustments. He's terrible as a coach. Like at this point, I mean, he had one of the greatest teams ever assembled. He should have won the championship, and he only got one. And out of all the players he's coached, all the talent he's coached, and he only got one ring. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on Doc Rivers. That's all I say. I'm cool on Doc Rivers for sure. Let me get a sip of this water. Turn this around because they ain't sponsoring us, baby. All right. Yeah, I mean the Bucks. I don't know. I don't anticipate Doc Rivers being there the 3 years. I don't think he's gonna be there past this year. They're gonna be in the playoffs. They're not gonna do well. Doc's gonna get out coach. They'll get fired. He'll get fired. They'll bring a real coach in there, do some damage. Maybe they'll even call what's the coach they had before? I can't think of his name right now. It's escaping me. They'll call him back and maybe he'll because I know he had a lot going on personally. Like he had lost like a brother, so maybe he'll come back and coach the team and he'll save them and get them back to what they get them back into form. All right, let's go to the West. Let's go to the West. Let's go to the West. Gotta talk about the West. The Lakers, Warriors. What are they doing? The trade deadline. They didn't do anything. I was kind of shocked about that, especially these are two teams where their superstar players are like aging, getting old as hell. LeBron's 39, Steph is 35. How much more elite basketball they got in the tank. Like, they could have a couple more years or they could not. You just never know. Father Time is going to not come knocking at your door and he don't tell you when he going to be here. That's the truth. So, with that being said, I hope that they had a conversation with both these players. I mean, honestly, their teams are about in the same spot. Inconsistent. Some nights they look like one of the best teams in the NBA. Other nights, not so much. They're struggle. Sometimes they struggle from night to night, game to game basis. So for two completely different reasons. The reason the Warriors are completely Steph centric, like it's like Steph or bust for them, and the Lakers is just too up and down. Like they're good one game, they're bad another game. They're good 2 games, and they bad 2 games, and it's just all over the place. Like some nights they look like literally like they can compete for a championship, and then there's other nights where they literally don't. Like it's just crazy to me. It blows my mind. But with that being said, like I don't know what they're doing. The Lakers. What was I gonna say about the Lakers? The Lakers. It looks like they're mortgaging everything. They're pretty much just holding on to everything until the summer, where I've seen they're going to try to go for Donovan Mitchell or you just never know. With this league, like there might be a player who just randomly like, look, I want to be up out of here, and then boom, there's a player who wants to play for the Lakers. I heard some Kyrie talk. I don't know what's going on, but what I will say is that all of these pieces are looking to round out in the summer, which pretty much everyone, both the Lakers and the Warriors organizations, are like, hey, look, we can reload up back in the summer, and we'll see what we can do then. And then that will probably be for the Lakers, definitely the last run of LeBron trying to compete for championships in LA, and probably for Golden State too, if I had to guess. Because right now, who looks the best in the NBA, right? The best teams in the NBA right now to me, the Celtics look like they were just world beaters, like they were just beating them breaks off of everybody. But then they dialed it back, and it looks like they're picking it back up again. But consistently throughout the whole entire year, I would probably say on a consistent basis, it was the Nuggets looked really good for a while. But they got some injuries. Jamal Murray was in and out. The Clippers look good right now. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even hate. You know, I'm a Laker. I'm rolling with the Lakers and LeBron, but the Clippers look good right now. If they win a ring to take into that new stadium, they might be going in there with some swag. But I don't know. Clippers curse is real. We'll see. What they do, I don't know. Um, OKC, they look good, but they're young. I feel like if they match up against certain teams, they might not be able to beat them. So I don't know if they're ready yet. Maybe they're like a year away, a player away, a piece away from being, the top tier team. The Timberwolves, they have everything they need to compete. They have everything they need to be ready to compete. But AE can't do it all by himself. I think Big Cat in the playoffs, like he turns into a kitty cat. He go from Big Cat to kitty cat in the playoffs, and I don't know if if it's for him. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see about the NBA. On to our last. No, is this our last topic? Yeah, one of our last topics. We got two more, and then we up out of here. I would like to talk about the illustrious Palworld. Y'all already know I'm a gamer, right? I love video games. Some of the top video games I played growing up. Fighting games, so Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct. I picked up Street Fighter later, but nah. Racing games, so like Need for Speed, um, Midnight Club. Those were two staples in my childhood. I love sports games, so I play 2K, even though 2K sucks right now and it hasn't been good for a while. But I used to be a heavy 2K player. Um, I also used to play Madden, or I still pick up Madden every now and again. I'll pick that up. And RPGs. I love RPGs. I love playing like, Final Fantasy, any story based game with a really good story, I'm probably gonna play it. So if you have like, God of War or Spider-Man, any recommendation, man, y'all put that in the comment section below. If y'all have any really good um story driven games that y'all think I should play. One of my top story driven games that I played as a child, as an adult, was Final Fantasy Tactics. I have never finished that game. I promise you I'm going to finish that game one day. It might be on stream, it might be off stream, I don't know, but I'm going to finish that game. That's a goal for 2024. Somehow, some way, Hodge is going to finish Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, the one for the Game Boy Advance. One of my other favorite games of all time, favorite genre of all time, Pokemon. I already know what y'all been saying. I already know what the people on been saying. Oh, it's a power. It's a Pokemon code. It's a Pokemon code. Look at all these words. It's the same. Respectfully, to anybody who says that, shut the fuck. Let me say it louder. Shut the fuck up. We don't care. Okay? I will say this for hardcore Pokemon fans, like we don't care, okay? I don't care. I don't care if they're the same. I don't care if they would have copied it. Worth I don't care if they would have took all the same Pokemon and just threw them in Power World and gave them a gun and whatever. I don't care. I don't care. That's the truth. I do not care. You want to know why I don't care? You want to know why hardcore Pokemon fans probably don't care? Like the real ones, not these casuals who just want to just whine and complain on Twitter. I'm talking about a real Pokemon fan. You want to know why they probably don't care? Because we play Pokemon games anyway. We play fan made Pokemon games where literally somebody like will make a Pokemon game from scratch with a better story, fake Pokemon, all types of stuff. Like, and they'll look similar to the ones, or they'll come out with different versions or like, different forms. Where do y'all think those like Galarian forms, Alolan forms, where do you think that stuff came from? That came from fan made Pokemon games where they were making different versions of the Pokemon that already existed. We don't care, okay? We don't care. It hopefully like it brings new life to the Pokemon, the monster catching genre, where they see like, hey, these are the things we like about Power World. The graphics, even though the game's buggy, the game looks incredible. We can character customization, not just I can make my skin dark and I get one hairstyle and a couple outfits. No, there's full character customization. How tall, how short, like black, white, orange, purple, whatever. Make a character look like whatever you want it to. Those are some of the things that we want from a Pokemon game that we haven't been getting, and there's no reason why we haven't been getting them. Like, come on now. Hopefully, it makes them step y'all shit up, Pokemon. Like, who cares? Like, I know y'all said we're going to investigate to see if we need to get a lawsuit for infringement, blah 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 da da. Like, bruh, let's be real here, right? Maybe there might be some grounds, but the generic, like, it's generic. They're generic sprites based off similar inspirations. Let's be real. That's what y'all do. So who cares? Who gives a fuck? So just Pokemon. I'm saying this. Do better. Honestly, just do better, and we wouldn't, be playing games like this. You know, people are sick of the format. Like I personally, I like the story interwoven with the badge system and catching all different types of Pokemon. I love that part of it. The problem that I don't like the graphics. Like why are there's no reason in 2024 where I should see a Pokemon game that has subpar graphics. That's just the truth. There's no reason like, in the 2020s we were memeing about something being like trash, like the graphics of a tree. Like that shouldn't happen. Especially when there's other games on the Nintendo Switch that don't look like that. So I don't want to hear it. That's an excuse. That's a weak ass excuse. We don't want to hear it. I don't care personally. As a Pokemon fan, I play Poke. If I want to play a competitive game, I'm just gonna go load up Scarlet and Violet. That's what I'll do. But I'm not. I don't want to do that. I want to play a game where I can enjoy the monster catching experience and see new looking minds or pals and find new ways to interact with them, whether that's whatever. That's the best thing about Power World for me is that I'm level 25 and I barely finished the tutorial because I'm just exploring stuff. I literally found a place that I wasn't supposed to be and I was wanted and I had to literally I had to run from the Power World Patrol, whatever they call the POW, whatever. They were literally chasing me all across the map and I luckily got away because of a bug. But like stuff like that, that's cool. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be there, but it's all good. um, let's talk about life, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Let's talk about some life stuff, and then we're gonna skedaddle. We're gonna skirt on. So let me tell y'all a story, right? I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I was in the bathroom, like literally, probably uh about an hour ago, about an hour and a half ago, and I'm in there, I'm brushing my teeth. No, it was probably about 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago. It was it was about 3 hours ago, right? I'm sitting there, I'm brushing my teeth, brushing my teeth. I'm scrubbing, I'm scrubbing, and I looked down, and I seen something I ain't want to see. I was so embarrassed. Like this whole side right here was just jiggling. It was just whack whack, like jiggling. Like I'm like, yo, like, and it's never happened to me before. I've I've never been this heavy. I've never been this weight at this size before. So your boy got to lose some weight for sure. And we got to make sure that we staying healthy in body and spirit and mental. We have to make sure that we are healthy all 2024. That's all I wanted to say on that. Y'all make sure y'all hold me accountable. Question of the day. What I want from y'all. Hashtag Courage Corner. Answer this question for me. What music are you listening to right now? I seen the new Kanye album came out. I haven't listened to it yet. I The Killer Mike album, I didn't even know who Killer Mike was, but he clearly won a lot of awards, so I clearly need to go listen to that. Y'all just let me know what's out there, what's going on with the music world. So I would like to catch up on some music every now and again. I used to listen to music all the new stuff. I used to be on top of all the new stuff all the time, but I just don't have the time to keep up with that shit anymore. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Um, I think that's it for me. Appreciate y'all for everybody who watches this. I know this one was pre-recorded. The next time on episode 4 will be live. Um, Probably in a couple days, just because I haven't been uploading like that, and I need to keep the ball rolling with uploads. Um, like, comment, subscribe, share. Share this shit on Twitter. I be sharing this shit on Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody. Share with your mother. Share with your brother. Share with your sister. Share with your aunt. Share with your dog. Hell, put a sticker on your dog's little coat thing, and let them rock it out. Like, and share it. I want everybody to see this. Um, if someone wants to be a guest on the podcast, all you gotta do is ask, and we'll set it up. We'll come up with some topics together. We'll get those out. I'll get the stuff I want to talk about, and then the stuff that y'all want to talk about. I don't care. We'll set up a time, a place, a date, whatever. But that's it for me. Again, thank y'all for coming to episode 3 of the podcast. I will see y'all later. I'm out. Peace.